Good day and thank you so much for tuning into People's Imbizo. I'm your host, Bekkersdale. Well, this is DSTV channel 405, so do engage us on Twitter. Our handle is at ANN7TV. Get involved in the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. Today we're coming to you from Bekkersdale, west of Johannesburg, and we're going to be talking about illegal electricity connections. I have a panel with me. To my immediate right-hand side is Thokozani Nsele from Eskom. Next to him is Kitumetse Sidumedi, who is the Community Policing Forum chairperson. And next to her is Sergeant Linky Lefakane from the South African Police Services. A very good afternoon to you all, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon, thanks for...
Now, perhaps I'll just start with Thokozani. Can you explain to us what illegal electricity connection actually is?
Thanks. Good afternoon. Thank you. First of all, thanks very much for allowing Eskom this opportunity to kind of come and address these issues with the community. Illegal connections, basically it means that you have connected illegally. Now, there is a lot of ways of explaining the issue of illegal connections, where somebody just decides to tamper with the meter. That's one form of illegal connection. Where somebody tampers with infrastructure, that's form of illegal connections. If you may just look into here in this area, the way we are at the moment, there are a lot of wires that are running all over the show. That's a typical example of illegal connection. But
that's
maybe
infrastructure tampering.
That's kind of infrastructure tampering. There is also illegal connections where you find that in the house there has been tampered with the meter, so that the meter cannot run in a way it's supposed to be running, or even running altogether. So yeah, those are the forms of illegal connections. Maybe I was supposed to probably start by saying that as Eskom, we are the company that is actually generating, that is actually generating, transmitting and distributing electricity. But with illegal connections, we find ourselves being a company that is actually killing our society, and that's one of the things that we don't want it to happen. And unfortunately, where there are illegal connections, public fatalities and accidents and injuries, they are inevitable. They will one day happen, and hence we are out to drive this issue of people must actually have must do the safer use of electricity. People must actually be in a position to say whatever that they buy, they're using, they must pay for, because in that way then we start to manage our energy losses and we manage demand of electricity. Remember, electricity is one of the critical drivers of the economy of this country, and if that happens, if illegal connections happen, energy losses, revenue losses, we are definitely denting badly in the economy of the country.
Now, you've mentioned the different types of connections. How does one actually identify an illegal connection? Because obviously there are legally, put up poles that have been set up by Eskom that actually run electricity from one township to another, one suburb to another. When it's an illegal type of connection, what is the difference? If I'm not sure what it looks like, is there a way that you can guide me to be able to identify what it looks like?
Okay. Basically, at Eskom, we're going to have a standard of how do we build this infrastructure. And it will be clearly done by the Eskom contractors, which can be easily identified, or our Eskom staff that can be easily identified. Now, our standard is very clear. You will see the proper poles run in a proper manner, which you can actually see that it's a proper network.
Like a structured line, for example.
The structured line, yes, for example, the structured line. But on an illegal one, you'll see that the pole is not going to be the same size with the other one, and the lines are just going to be connected just like the way it's connected if you look around the town.
I think I actually saw it driving, and I saw a broomstick being used on top of somebody's roof to actually swing a cable across there.
Some of them you'll find that they're running on the trees, and you can imagine what happens in that tree. That tree, if it's got a cut, and then that electricity gets into that tree is already a conductor of electricity. And you now know that if somebody can touch that tree, what can happen? So our infrastructure is going to be proper. You can be seen, it's being built by Eskom contractors or Eskom employees, but illegal connections, you'll find that it's being built by people that when you come, they will start to shy away or even run away.
Now, Skutim, it's just coming to you. You are part of the Community Policing Forum here. You chair it. What are some of the dangers that people have actually reported or that people actually experience on a day-to-day basis from these illegal electricity connections?
The challenges that we faced with here, it's mainly and mostly you can find kids. Like kids are playing around, and then there's illegal connection like down there, and then the child gets
electrocuted
and electric, yes. Then you obviously the child would die, and then that is not what we want. Remember, we are there to prevent crime from crime from happening. So once you connect illegally, it means automatically there's crime that we have done. You understand? But now this crime ends up now in killing innocent children, even themselves as big people. But now there's something that we do not even know how to control, because when it's at night, and we're doing patrols with patrollers in the police, you would see them, but when they see the vans, they would run away, you see. So they know that, we all know that we're doing a wrong thing by doing that, but we do it anyway because it has not yet affected me. It's not yet my child that has died there. So it is very much unfortunate that we have to be faced with it. Sometimes they fight amongst themselves, and community to community. That is not right, based on that.
Now, Sergeant, Linky mentioned, Kitumetse mentioned something very important, that sometimes when the people actually see the police officers patrolling at night, they run away and actually drop the cables and stop doing what they're doing. But if perhaps I live in the community, and not just Bekkersdale, but any community in the country, and I know a person who's involved in illegal connection, can I come to the police office and open a case against that person?
Thank you for the opportunity, ma'am. Definitely, if a person is identified to be a perpetrator or a person who has committed a crime, and then he's identified, a case is open, and then that person will be charged. Yes.
And is Eskom also involved? Like, do you work with the police to try and rectify these situations, try and deal with these? I remember there used to be an advert on TV about izinyoga nyoga. Do you work with the police force to try and reduce the rate of stealing of electricity, because that is actually what it actually boils down to?
Yes, we have actually done a tremendous progress in terms of that. There has been cases that have been opened in the previous financial year, about 700 cases that have been opened to a region of 700. And yes, we work with the police, and we definitely make those arrests. And we also got SMS line, and we are in social media. We've got SMS line where you can report these illegal activities as an anonymous person, and in order to try to combat that, what we do, we actually ring fence all those areas that have got illegal connections and do the audits, and we actually fix those infrastructures, and we go, at the moment we are going to a level of putting new technology that is actually putting us in a better state in terms of managing these illegal connections, because I must be honest with you, don't make a mistake and think it's happening only in the township. Even in the big suburbs it's happening. Even in the industries it's happening. Commercial, agriculture, it's all happening. So what we need, what we do, we have been improving in terms of technology to try and get new technologies that we're going to put in place that's going to tell us that that person there is actually consuming more than what is supposed to be consuming, and then how do we balance for that? And with that technology, we find ourselves that we are in a situation where we can actually switch off that particular installation remotely without even going inside there. So we've done progress in terms of combating this kind of issues, obviously with the assistance from the SAPS and Community Policing Forum.
Now, Thokozani, you mentioned an SMS line where people can actually report these crimes anonymously. Can you just give it to us for the sake of our viewers at home?
Yeah, our SMS line is actually You can SMS on our SMS line 32211. That's our SMS line 32211.
And anonymously. So if you're watching us at home, you're sitting there, you know somebody who's connecting electricity illegally, whether, like Thokozani mentioned, it's in a township, whether it's in an industrial organization, or even in the bigger suburbs, you can SMS the ESCOM line. It is 32211 anonymously, and report that crime, because really, indeed, power is being stolen. And that means that it puts a heavier burden on those who actually pay for electricity, because they have to pay up more to make up for the energy that's actually been used by people illegally.
Without a doubt. If something happens like that, it puts us in a situation where, as ESCOM, we don't know how much, we can't balance the demand and supply. So if we can't balance the demand and supply, we find ourselves having to, at some stages, increase tariffs to try and see how come we can balance those two. So obviously, it will eventually put a burden. I mean, it goes a long way. If electricity is expensive, then you start to see food going up. You start to see transport going up. All those little socio-economic issues, they just build up on those ones.
Now, we do have a live audience. I just want to give them an opportunity to ask any questions you have for the panel that we have here today. A question was asked there regarding when ESCOM is going to be putting in electricity in this particular community. So what exactly is the process that ESCOM follows when putting people to the power grid?
Okay. With due respect to this program, the process involves other stakeholders that are not here, and I wouldn't want us to probably encroach on those, because they are actually not here.
But if you can just give us an explanation so we can all understand the process, who does it involve, even though they're not here, just to mention so people can understand what the steps are that will have to be taken.
It's a process that involves the local government, that's local municipality, together with Department of Energy. And we, as ESCOM, we come as an implementing agent. But the process starts from the government spheres and then feeds to Department of Energy, and we come as implementing agent when everything has been done.
So government has to sit down and plan which particular areas are going to be put onto the grid, and sort of come up with a phasing system, and then involve ESCOM and let them know which areas need to be, powered up.
Definitely.
Okay, now you've mentioned that there is actually a process that has to be followed, but if perhaps I've just built a house and I want electricity, is it automatic that my house will qualify to get electricity put into it by ESCOM, or do I have to apply? Is there a way that I as the consumer can actually initiate something through the different structures?
Well, it will depend from the area where you have built your house. A setup like this, obviously, it's usually regarded as an area where it has to be a bulk kind of electrification program. However, if we say you have built your house in a plot somewhere, you can build that house in a plot, and then you can just go directly to ESCOM and apply for electricity, and then we do that as an individual application.
So kunemibuzo eminye futhi?
Yeah, ngumxolisi lo kaMdlali. Andinasikhathi singako lapha eBekkersdale, I'm sure ne 5 years. Kodwa andikhumbula umasipala ehamba ingena indlu nendlu, ehamba ebhalisela abantu abafuna umbane. Ubukhona ke mhlawumbe wakwabhaliselwa, uyawusho athi yena wakwabhaliselwa, kodwa andikhumbuli. Yiyo ke lento izinyokanyoka zikhona, and zizoba khona ngoba siyawufuna lo mbane. Umasipala uEscom akasifakele umbane yena, kusho kuphela enyokanyoka. Ndiyayivala into ethi mhlawumbe intambo xa ziboshelwe emthini, la mthi ujika nawo ngokuna ubese ubambe lambane, umuntu xa engabambe lapha angafana ukufa inyale, kodwa ke sibhaliseleni umbane.
Bakhona abantu babulawa ngumbane apha. Njengamanje kunomfana osesibhuktown wenza isalon, bambe umbane, shila ingalo yonke, ngeke ngisho igama lakhe. Nangapha kule ndawo engapha oqhamuka kule amadidi ngapha, asibazi amagama abo, kodwa babulawa ngumbane. Ngale kule ndawo umfana ekseni ezwe esikoleni wabulawa ngumbane. Angikhulumi ke ngabanye ngenqwaba yabantu ababulawa lo mbane ofakwa phezulu. Into esicela uthina singabahlali balapha eBekkersdale, ake nisifaneleni umbane kuwo lemkhukhethe eshone phansi. EThekwini ngicabanga ukuthi abantu baningi bayazi, eThekwini ufaka ngisho umbane ngisho endaweni enje kube khona nama light enzela ukuthi otsotsi xa behamba babesabe uba besishaya endlini. Asishaya ngotsotsi lapha kule Bekkersdale ayikhona. Ayingane zethu ziyareshwa kule mikhukhu eminyama, ingane kusho ireshi kuse ireshiwe engazi bayireshiwe ngibani abantu behamba endleleni mawuhamba endleleni kanje umuntu sekubambe umqala awumboni ukuthi ungubani nokuthi uvelaphi indaba ukuthi kumnyama sincedeni bantwana basekhaya nifake umbani nawe kule mikhukhu yethu evuzayo niyayifaka imbani ngiyabonga.
I'll just come back to you, Kitimis. You wanted to comment. I remember while some of the questions were being posed by the audience members. What's your contribution at this moment?
The challenge esinayo nje ukuthi abantu bayafa babulawa ki illegal connection. Yilento esize la sizofuna ukuzwa ukuthi how can we avoid illegal connection. Manje illegal connection according to what we hear manje siyabona ukuthi the only way yokuthi si avoid it because thina singabahlali sithi sizohlala sidonsa ukuthi abantu bayafa ukuthi abantu kwenzakalani ngabo sizohlala sidonsa ayikho into sizoyisho manje besifuna ukuzwa ukuthi from that point singayenza kanjani you know like from Eskom yini nje emhlambi bangasithipha ngayo noma niyenza get that illegal connection because it's not supposed to be done anyway but mhlambi to caution ukuyenza ukuthi ni understand that this thing yokuthi kuyafiwa phandle yabona estation we get lezo zinto zokuthi umntana ufile ubulawe niyazi somewhere ebridgeini laphayana abantwana bethu bayafa babulawa ki illegal connection angisho ukuthi abantu abadala is not important uma befile beshonile no but yona nje iyasibulala to be honest even that time besilwa si aba informal ne informal that thing was not also okay because ibuyela back iza kuphi iza emaphoyiseni amaphoyisa manje have to leave all the things beze laphayana bazonqanda impi manje ngalesikhathi bayinqanda impi then what happens laphayana abadingi service imile so mhlambi kungaba ne a common thing apha angazi kanjani yeah but that's the thing esishoyo lana ukuthi khona kuyafiwa i-safety around illegal ilento kuyafiwa shem.
So how can people stay safe? I mean, considering that illegal connections actually are illegal and they are dangerous, what sort of safety tips, as Kitimis was mentioning, can people get today from Eskom?
Yeah, before I can respond to that, let me just support what my sister is saying here. The issue yama illegal connections, ayenzeka every day. Ngifuna ukuvumelana nangusisi futhi. Ayenzeka every day. The challenge esinayo lama illegal connections our report. The little lawa report wayo ingaleso sikhathi nje lapha so report khona. If I can just indicate ukuthi ngokwezibalo last financial year 2016-2017 ama incident abekhona about 49 in the whole of Gauteng. And it's very sad for me to say it. Kubuhlungu kakhulu mangusho lokuthi 23 abantu bakhona bonke bashonile. Then bese ku26 ke kube ama injuries. Kodwa futhi nakhona okungesiyo nje injury encane, ama injuries ukuthi azoshintsha impilo yomunye umuntu. So now what we are saying ukuthi singahlangabezana kanjani ukuthi silwe nalesimo lesi. Esikushoyo ukuthi there is nothing more than being patient. Kufanele ukuthi silinde siyazi ukuthi ama programs a government ahamba kancane but kufanele ukuthi silinde ngoba akukho one fatality it's too many. I mean ngeke sithi akufe abantu abangaka ngaphambi kokuthi siyeka ama illegal connections noma sithi uma igovernment ingakafaka ugesi o legal sizoqhubeka senza ama illegal connections because kulimala abantu bethu. Unfortunately kulimala izingane bese kulimala abantu abadala. Ileo target group esenkingeni kakhulu because kids don't know. Abantu abadala they have grown not to know. Baqale bazi but manje abasazi. But thina esi middle aged siyazama ukuthi sibe smart ngalezinto. Kodwa those two groups ibona aba vulnerable kakhulu. So ake sihlaleni phansi nje singabantu sizibuza ukuthi in as much as sifuna lo gas law siyafuna yena ukungcwaba each and every weekend.
Now from the SAPSG, then how can the community help? Maybe some of them it's difficult to bula case. You know, maybe how easy is the process? Case
Thank you for that. Let me firstly agree with Kozani. Most of the cases are illegal connections. They are not reported, ma'am. It will only be reported when it's fatal. Or something, and then the police will be called, and then we engage normally the ESCOM to come and identify the cable, and then the case will be open, we investigate. But then the incident setting, they are not reported. And normally when we come, we do awareness campaigns also as the social crime prevention. We would educate the community, we will give them the channels for it. You can come on anonymously. You can come drop. There's a suggestion box go police station. You can drop it there with information. You can phone. You don't have to say your name. That this place 1, 2, 3. But then the community, it's not coming.
And then phone number ya maponesa because really SMS line ya ESCOM ya maponesa phone number ya.
Phone number ya mo police station, it will be 011 755 0000, and it will be your stroke 1 2 3 4 5, and then it will be your normal 08600 10 111.
How much money does ESCOM lose because of these illegal connections? Somewhat like us.
We're losing billions. 2013, 2014 alone, we lost 1.4 billion, and we have been trying to try and reduce the number since then. However, we're still losing a lot of billions. In Tephlunga, like I said, illegal connections talk to energy losses. Now, how many do we plan? If, for argument's sake, city, Gauteng's population about 20 million. Now, ESCOM is planning for 20 million, and then in a reality we've got 35 million. Now, basically, there's instability on our networks. Once there is instability on our networks, we lose
load shedding.
We lose revenue. Load shedding. The questions of load shedding. We lose revenue. We're definitely in a situation where we really cannot account to how much we're losing. If there has been a situation like that. However, illegal connections as far in a back foot because we cannot plan going forward. And to go forward, we cannot provide what the demand is really for the country. Now that goes a long way, like I indicated.
Now just coming back to Bataba community at Bekkersdale, if a lot since the municipality what about the kerese, paraffin stove, or maybe the solar lanterns? Hala leka di berekisa or leka di berekisa bakalifatsona.
Mina ngicabanga ukuthi enye inkinga yenza ukuthi load shedding, I mean illegal connection ingaphili ne la emphakathini wethu. Is the reason that uthola ukuthi labantu laba aba installer lo gas. Abantu aba installer lo gas illegally bangawuthengi from no one. But labantu aba installelayo bayabathengisela ugesi. Uyangithola. I cannot know their names or who are they, but I know for a fact that there are such people who sell illegal electricity to these families. So as an end result, I want to be to Africa way to ayadinga le mali kumele ukuthi uthenge paraffin ngayo namakhandlela nana uyinikele umuntu lona, and then ESCOM yeza yena uzokhatha i-cable because it's illegal seka costekile umuntu abantu uyangithola. So angazi ukuthi lapho besinga njengomphakathi, let us not shift the responsibility and say izobe yamaphoyisa. Thina njengomphakathi, if such people we see and we know them, masiba report them, let us put them to book so that singasebenzisana namaphoyisa. I believe lempi singayinqoba.
Thina sihlala pha emkhukhwini kaBhlungu silayita lo gesi wezinyokanyoka ngoba uhulumende wethu uyehlulakala usifaka lo gesi. Kusho ukuthi ke uhulumende wethu xa sehlulakala sizofaka lo gesi sizawufa futhi the way sifa ngakhona. Bisicela ke if uyakhona ESCOM usifakela adlule ngapha kwa government wethu asifakela ugesi yena ngoba uhulumende wethu akakhona usifakela. Disho as from 1990 silapha sihlelapha singana gesi nangoku xa nobala abantu asebefile ngoba more than 100 kule ndawo yethu nje kuphela.
Well, it is time now for a short break. We're back with the responses to those questions after this, so do stay with us.